Hello and welcome to Annabelle and Ben's Antics. Now, I have lost the intro to this video. Oops, so not gonna lie, not sure I actually remember filming it in the first place. So the long and tall of it is that while moving house, I had a lot of clothes. A surprising amount of which were actually from my teenage years, and in deciding what I was going to keep and what I was going to get rid of, I figured I would try wearing them. Me being me, I thought it would be fun to bring you guys along for the ride. And so began an entire week of me wearing all the clothes that I used to wear as a teenager. So just before we do the first grand reveal, I had one belt as a teenager, which was this belt. However, I've just tried, it's too early in the morning for this. I've just tried this on and it's actually really too big for me. This is where the hole that I used to use was on. I need another hole further in. To be fair, I could probably do with two, but I think that'd probably interrupt these nice things. You can see the back of the belt is kinda coming off, so it's not in the best condition, so I might just quickly give it a quick glue. To be fair, this hole also I think I had to manually put in myself as well, looking at how rough it is compared to all the others. I'm just going to shove some scissors through there. Haven't got a proper hole punch. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's quickly do that and then we can actually get on with this week, because this will go with pretty much every outfit, I think.
To fix the belt, I used some mitre bond that I found and just put a bunch of dots along the inside. I used this as I didn't think fabric glue would work and I can't find my super glue anywhere, and to be fair, it did work super nice, so I have no regrets using it, as odd of a choice as it was. This was always one of my go-to outfits. The top was brought from my local goth shop, while the jeans were a good old charity shop find.
So I do need to go out today, and I actually do still have these shoes, which I got when I was about 14-ish. So we're gonna wear these. I'm not gonna be super strict with wearing shoes, just because some things, black trainers is fine, and I used to wear black trainers all the time. But just so you guys know, this is what I used to wear, these Converse-y type things, and they are very well worn and well loved and incredibly, incredibly comfy.
I began by loading up boxes to take to the charity shop. Also, just in case this is the first video of mine you've seen, I'm actually moving soon, so this is going to involve a hell of a lot of clearing out of my home. Because it was all crafting stuff, I of course took it to Orinoco to donate. They also had their Christmas section all set up now, which I was super excited about, and I then got distracted and made them a mannequin to use for displaying some of their handmade and vintage clothes that they have in store. And of course, I can't go to the charity shop without bringing just a few things home.
Okay, shall we see what we got? Now, some of these things are for Christmas, some of them are for Halloween, some of them are just fun. We have some black embroidery thread, which I am going to use for my Sally cosplay. A lot of this is going to be used for my Sally cosplay, in all fairness. We've got this gingerbread ribbon. Now, I've actually got some gingerbread fabric, which happens to be right here. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing anything with this for Christmas this year, but I kind of figure they go together, and if I find a project that I like, that I want to do this year, next year, this will be a good little thing to have. Next, we have this gorgeous little springtime packet of fabric. So Orinoco have actually started doing these kind of like preset packets of fabric they've been donated, so a bunch of stuff that all goes together. So what really drew me in here is the strawberries, but you've also got like some checkered, some light blue, green and red. I just thought it was super cute and I really like it, so hopefully I can do something with that. We've got this weird little tailor's tool. It says a way for chalk markings to happen and to mark everything. I don't know if any of you have seen Seamstress Yeet or Keep videos, but I want to do one like that, but vintage sewing tools, so this is going to be going on that pile. I think I need 2 more and then we can do that video. I've got this very worn but very gorgeous 1950s sewing book. It was published in 1952 and I just like it. It looks really cute. Seems to have a lot of good information in as well, so that can go directly onto my bookshelf. Also got brown shoelace. I like using shoelaces as lacing for corsets and such, and I am going to do an autumn dress that I need some lacing for, so brown shoelace, that is a thing. We have this adorable little scrap pocket. I am actually going to save this to give to someone for Christmas, but it's just so cute, I love it. I also got this really cute little green cotton because I have some red fabric upstairs that I kind of think I could make a strawberry dress out of if I had something green to go on top. We have got some Dylon colour fixes. These were only 10p each, and someone clearly had to clear out their dyeing stuff, because I also got 4 of these little dye pods, which I actually brought one of these ages ago from Orinoco, and I used it to do the base of Sally's skirt and also the base for my autumn leaf dress. I got this cute little embroidery frame as well.
Next, I had to put away everything I'd got, folding it all up for later use. Then, before I got to crafting, my floor needed a hoover. After that, it was time to do some hand stitching on my Halloween waistcoat while binging some true crime before at last calling it a day. The jeans here came from my local goth shop, while the shirt was a Primark special at the height of the Avengers first movie having been released, and honestly I still find it too funny to not wear.
Okay, so I'm actually going around my grandparents today, so I've packed the skirt and hopefully I can do all of the hand stitching while I'm having tea and stuff with them because I'm going to be there a few hours, but otherwise we'll just have to do it when we get home, but no harm taking it, may as well.
I drove to Costco where, oh my gosh, they had so many Christmas decorations, and if I had somewhere to put them, I would 110% buy these life-size nutcrackers. However, I do have a budget, so browsing the Disney stuff, I found these cute hanging ornaments and treated myself.
Okay, so the shopping is done. They had loads of Christmas ornaments and I did buy some. Just one though, one lot, which I think is fair because they were really, really pretty and they're the kind of thing that I definitely want on my tree. Otherwise, I now need to go to my grandparents where I'm going to spend the rest of the day, and then when I drive home we can sort out all the stuff that my parents who are meeting me there are going to drop off to me. So yay, we're doing productive things.
I then got to my grandparents where I sat hand stitching my spider skirt for several hours before mum and dad gave me a bunch of boxes containing more of my old things, and I went home to unload them and fill up my living room with stuff once more.
Okay, so it might be obvious, but there is a lot more stuff here than I was anticipating, and I got home a lot later than I was anticipating, so we're not going to be sorting this out tonight. What we are going to do though is, I just got 2 packages! So I actually have no idea what this little one is. This one, there's several things it could be, so let's open it up and have a look. Packages within packages again, this bodes well. More underwear. I swear I do order other things other than underwear, but I'm not going to show you that because demonetization is a thing. Oh, very pretty. Very glittery lace. I think this is for my Christmas Barbie dress. I'm not 100% sure. Oh wow, that is a lot of glitter. I'm going to be finding this everywhere. I mean, for a Barbie dress, this is going to be perfect. Where is the end? Oh yeah, there we go. Can you just hear it raining onto the plastic? Okay, this is perfect for a Barbie dress. Probably horrible for anything else, so we're just going to put it straight back into the packet. And I will deal with the fact that it sheds glitter another day. That's not going to go back in there. Right, let's have a look at this little envelope. Oh, my old passport. That's not very exciting, but you know, it's cool. The old ones are red, the new ones are black, and I've just got my new one ready for when we travel. Okay, so I have several other things to do before I go to bed. Hope all goes well, and let's also hope that I can actually hoover up this glitter before it turns insane. And until tomorrow, guys, good night.
I think this t-shirt may have been a present, and the jeans again came from the goth shop. Anyone else see a theme here?
Hello, good morning, and welcome to another day of wearing my teenage self's clothes. Today we're in Batman because as a teenager, nearly all my clothes were Batman, which you will probably see today because we need to unpack all of these boxes that my mum and dad gave me last night. Some of them are clothes, a lot of them are clothes. I genuinely didn't even know that I had this much stuff still stored at their house, and apparently there's like another 8 boxes of things, and I have no idea what that contains. Books probably, because I used to read a lot of books and I kept nearly all of them. So plan for today is that I do need to get this sorted. I need to tidy up the house because that way I can work on some other sewing projects, and therefore this is the priority. I'm also debating whether or not I go to a car boot on Sunday, which I think would be rather fun, but I need to sort out what I'm going to take to the car boot, bearing in mind that I have sorted nothing. So yes, let's have a look through this, starting with the stuff that is not clothing, and we'll just go for it. I'm sure it'll be fine. So the first thing I'm pulling out of this pile of things is this. There is actually going to be a separate video on this because this is my great grandmother's embroidery box, and I'm just going to pop this on the side here so that it does not get damaged.
The first box I sorted has mostly ornaments and some small boxes of costume jewellery. Also some hair extensions, just because, I suppose. Then I opened the next box to find my old scythe swords. Yes.
I have no idea if this is going to work because I have not done this in ages. I used to be able to do loads of fancy things with these. You know the only reason I got them? I used to love watching Glee. I found out that Chris Colfer, who plays Kurt, actually knows how to use scythe swords. I asked mum and dad for some of these for my birthday. They would not get me metal ones. It took me forever to find ones that were not like rubbery silicone that just flopped everywhere. These are made of wood. I mean, to be fair, they're really, really good. They even now, they're really cool. I'm definitely not getting rid of them, but it just makes me laugh that this is a thing. I should definitely practice with these more. These are the first weapons that I ever got. Oh, got to love it. These things things were the bane of my parents' existence. So I actually got this at like some medieval Renaissance fair thing that we went to at a castle, and I remember I had £20 and this cost exactly £19 and I had £1 left and I used it to buy ice cream. My mum was like, oh, don't you want to buy something practical? And I'm like, it's a crown, of course it's practical. Have I ever worn it? No, probably not. Do I like it? Yes. Very much. So this is one thing that I did actually want to specifically show you guys, because this is my coursework book for when I did my textiles GCSE, and the theme was Japanese street style. Hindsight, I designed a cosplay, not a Japanese street style, but yeah, we've got the mood boards, which I loved doing. Mood boards were like my favourite part of the entire project. We've got like Doll Divine dolls that I designed here, some like anime stuff, some nice kimono type things, Glee for some reason. I loved Glee as a teenager. Basically, when I was designing this, I just wanted to make this jacket in this cosplay, so I popped those images in there. Lolita stuff. For some reason I took this really like big fancy towards Lolita, even though what I made was like not Lolita at all. I worked so hard on this section of the book and got basically no points for it because it wasn't relevant to what I was making. We've then got my first designs where we came up with a couple of different things. Again, none of them really look Lolita, maybe this one. I would actually love to remake this. The stupid thing is, I know that I loved this anime. I cannot remember what it is called at all. We need to decide what we're keeping and what we're getting rid of. So, Prince from Swan Lake, he can definitely stay. His boots have such a weird texture. Also, that hair. Oh god. I'm not that sentimental with toys most of the time, but especially because these are Barbie movies that I'm probably going to end up making the outfits for. I kind of want to keep these. Barbie from The Magic of Pegasus. Oh, she's actually in alright condition. Got the Prince from Rapunzel. Erica from Barbie, Prince and the Porter. She was always my favourite. My friend actually got Annalise and we used to make them sing together. We've got Barbie Rapunzel. Her hair, I remember, was really bad because it's supposed to extend and then withdraw in. I have Odette. She is my favourite Barbie doll. Probably why she's the most worn is because I played with her the most. And then as a last thing, which I think you're all going to find really funny, in the top of this box there's like this little compartment and I wrote myself a bunch of notes. Should we read them? Do I own my own horse? If not, I should get one. Do I own a farm, stable or zoo? No, I don't. Have I got a part-time job at Australia Zoo? Well, I'm not currently in Australia, so no. How many books have I read? Hundreds, like literally hundreds if not thousands at this point. What pets do I have? 2 cats. Talk of the devil, hello. 2 cats. This is one of them. Have any more of my family time? Do videos even exist? Yes, actually I make them on YouTube. I'm filming one right now. Have I moved to Australia? No, but we're working on it.
I was then onto sorting out these bags of clothes and fabric. Not all of this was from my teenage years. Some is stuff I gained while backpacking in my early 20s, while others was actually my mum's from when she was a young adult.
Okay, we are now on to what I think is pretty much all clothing. So my mum made me this and I designed it and she made it and I am so happy and I have kept it and I am just sad that it will never fit me again. But it's my medieval dress and we did this for a school trip. We went together to the fabric shop, picked out the fabric. I think maybe I need to remake myself an adult version of this because it's just so lovely. Even if by the looks of things a lot of the stitching is coming undone, oh dear. So this is one of my favourite memories. So we lived in Singapore for a little bit when I was a kid and I loved the Singapore airline hostesses. You saw them walking around town. We found the shop where they get their outfits made and I actually got this tailored to me. I actually went on the plane wearing one of these and the hostesses, I don't think I've got any pictures on me, but the hostesses went crazy for it. They thought I was so cute. I worked for a company called Mojo Surf and while I was there we had got given these black t-shirts. Manager went away for a bit. I spilled bleach on my t-shirt, realised it could create some cool effects and didn't really like the black t-shirts we were getting, so I started tie-dyeing everyone's shirts and we ended up with these and the manager came back and everyone was wearing orange and it was utterly hilarious. This is the first patchwork quilt I ever made. I made it when I was about 11 or 12 from scraps fabric. A lot of it's old pyjamas. This is a dress that my mum actually made at fashion school in the 80s. It's a ball dress. I wonder if it fits.
My mum's dress was an interesting fit. Clearly not made for me, but lovely fabric all the same, and it is definitely a look.
Okay, so my mum's ballroom dress. 2 things. 1, I think we are very different sizes. 2, the fabric is, oh my gosh, some of the best fabric I've ever felt. I could honestly just sleep in this thing because it feels so gorgeous. And 3, I don't think this dress at all complements my body shape. The train is really weird. I actually don't think I've ever worn a dress with a train before and having it dragging behind me is a power trip, shall we say. I quite like it. Just walk in circles like this for ages. Overall, look, I'm not going to cut it up. My mum made this for her university course and I really like it. So cool though. And this fabric, oh my god, I could just stroke myself for hours. That sounds a bit dodgy. Not what I meant, guys. Get your minds out of the gutter. While I've got you here, the other thing I found, which I am so excited about, is my Yu-Gi-Oh deck. They're all really well worn and loved. I loved the Yu-Gi-Oh GX, the last English season, which is the second to last Japanese season, with Jesse Anderson and his Rainbow Beast, and I traded. This is my only Rainbow Beast card, and I am so proud of it. What do you do with your spare time, Annabelle? Well, I collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stand around in front of the camera talking about them while in a ball gown. Totally normal.
This outfit has always been a nice version of comfy go-to for me. I actually think I wore this to nearly every horse show I went to see for well over a year at one point. I began by parceling up a care package that I had put together for Ben before painting another layer of Mod Podge onto my autumn leaves for my autumn leaf dress. Then I marked up the button and hook and eye placement for my autumn skirt before giving the hem a quick stitch. Then it was time to take a drive to post my parcel and get my car serviced.
So first thing on the list to do today is I have to take my car to the garage because it needs an oil change, and somebody then did not want me doing it myself. So yeah, that's a bit of money down the drain, but here we go. Of course, I've got my sewing in my bag to take with me, and hopefully I'm not going to be there too long because it is like 7 o'clock in the morning. Well, this isn't worrying at all. I have gotten here 10 minutes early, and not only does the place look closed, which is fine if they're not open yet, but like it doesn't even look like it's a garage, and now I'm really worried because the website is telling me the shop doesn't open till 10, but my email booking clearly says 8 AM. Yeah, wish me luck.
Thankfully, I figured out that the garage part of the shop was just round the corner, so no need to panic. While I was waiting for my car to be done, I found this cute little cafe made from an old double-decker bus and settled down to sew on the buttons and make the buttonholes for my skirt, getting it finally finished.
So I actually got the camera out to see if I had egg on my face, which I think we're egg free, which is good. I'm still here for another hour before I have to pick up my car, so I'm going to do a bit of sewing, and hopefully no other people come upstairs because that means I've got it all to myself.
I then went ice skating before coming home to find Lily waiting at the door for me and getting snuggles from a very sleepy Sherlock.
Okay, so I'm back from ice skating and now we're going to do some computer work. I have got a bunch of videos that I edited. They're up on YouTube, all done, all dusted. However, I have saved the folders of the edited versions because I am essentially wanting to make a few shorts from them. I have now run out of space on my computer. I have 3 videos I need to edit shorts for. I also need to edit my video for this week, which not ideal to leave the editing until the day before, but I've become a lot more relaxed, and if it goes up a few hours late, it goes up a few hours late. It's not the worst thing in the world. At the end of the day, I can kind of feel myself getting to the point where I'm beginning to burn out. I have promised myself that if we can make it to the end of December, having posted nearly every single week this year, I am going to look at my process for January, shall we say.
Fun fact about this outfit, I was once called up on trial at the Edinburgh Dungeon for crimes against fashion while wearing it. I began the day by talking to my mum while ironing fabric for my next project. Okay, so my house is a mess because I started doing this last night and this morning before I got dressed, but essentially I'm going through all my projects that I have patterned because we're leaving soon, or I see we're leaving, I'm leaving soon, so I'm trying to pack up the house, and there's a lot of projects I want to do and I have patterned them and I have the fabric for, so I'm going to cut all them out and then try and pack them in my suitcase for when I leave, and that's what we're aiming to do today, is just get a few of those done. I'm not in a mood to get loads done. I am not feeling great today, but such is life. We'll see what we can cut out. Laying out the fabric on the floor, I took my folder of things I had patterned and began pinning them to an old bedsheet so that I could mock them up. Honestly, this was all I did over and over all day, and as you're going to be seeing all of this in future videos once these projects are complete, we're just gonna skip over to tomorrow. This is a dress I've honestly only worn a few times before, as it was brought to be my 18th birthday party dress. And with that, a cup of tea is always a good way to start the day.
Okay, so you may have noticed that all the stuff in the corner is gone. That is because I made a very rash decision this morning and I actually went to a car boot, was there for about 2 hours before it got rained off, which is fine. However, plan for today is these units still full of things. Upstairs, one side still has quite a lot of stuff on my IKEA cabinets, so we really do need to pack some stuff up. We also need to do some filming and costumey stuff today, and I have some paperwork to do. I've actually just phoned a few people chasing up quotes and various things that we need to do. Hopefully the cat travel people are going to get back to me because the kittens need to come with us when we move, and I know that we are going to be apart for probably about a month. I'm hoping to make that time as little as possible, but for that to happen we need to pay a couple of things, which means my bank account is not going to be happy by the end of today, I am sure.
With that, I went upstairs and started to pack up my non-clothes into boxes ready to be shipped. This took a while and honestly it made me really sad. As much as this tiny home leaves a lot to be desired, I feel like me and Ben had made it very cozy to living, and packing all that away was harder than I was expecting.
So I know that this looks like a complete and utter mess, but this is actually nearly everything packed. I've just had a cup of tea, so let's head down and we will see what else we can get packed today.
We then got going downstairs, which was worse because it was still in such a mess from everything I cut out yesterday, but I sorted it out. Some fabric went into the donate or sell pile, others went into boxes for me to use later, and we got there in the end.
So this area is clear, there is a few pieces left on there, but all of it is the stuff I'm either not keeping or I need to cut it up, because what I'm going to do is take a lot of projects with me that are ready to cut up and I can just get there and sew, so I'm not carrying excess fabric, because also I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff when I get there. So what we're going to do, I have filming that I need to do tonight, I have filming that I need to do tomorrow. This place is a disaster zone, so we're going to try and tidy up. Also, can you guys hear the rain? It is utterly insane. What are you doing?
Next, I got tidying and sorting the main living room area to help make it more usable. I actually found more patterns that needed mock-ups cutting out, so taking an old bed sheet, I arranged and pinned them all on.
And we have all of this done. Yay! So I'm going to cut this out when I get home, but the rain has stopped, so I'm going to go ice skating because it's only open for another few hours, and we'll cut this out later. I am not going to wear this when I'm ice skating, unfortunately, because this is a very summery outfit and ice is cold. With that, I will see you guys tomorrow.
Out of every outfit I own, this is one I am never getting rid of. I bought this dress when I was about 14 and honestly I am shocked that it still fits, but it is one of my favourite party dresses to this day. And yes, this also came from the goth shop, of course.
Good morning. This is not normally what I would wear to do vintage sewing machine stuff, but because of this challenge, it is what we are wearing today. This outfit is one of my favourites. It is actually one that I have had since I was about 13, and I have worn it to nearly every party that I have ever been to. I call it my gambling dress. It is currently about lunchtime. I have only just gotten dressed because I've spent all morning doing paperwork that is relevant to moving. We have gotten some bad news, which is that the cats are not going to be able to fly in late December or January. They are not going to be able to fly until March, which means a lot more money and also a lot more time away from my fur babies, so kind of been crying about that this morning, but not a lot we can do about it, so we're just going to roll right on. I'm going to put some makeup on. I have kind of already started and I was like, oh, I should do an introduction, so I'm going to put some makeup on and then we're going to film. I have got Emma's incredible sewing machine here. It's so silly. Literally sold my screw boxes yesterday because we don't need them where we're going, and yeah, could have used to keep 6 of those, but I didn't, so I'm a bit of an idiot. With that though, let us get on with the day.
So the makeup went on and we got going cleaning up Emma's sewing machine cabinet, which was maybe not the easiest to do in a boned party dress, but lesson learned, we won't be doing that again.
So it has been insane so far. I've stopped for a bit of a afternoon tea, which is basically spring rolls to eat, and the machine is looking fantastic. I cannot wait until all of you see this video. Actually, thinking about this, that video is going to be coming out like 2 months before this one does, so you will have already seen it. I am just about to start with the top of the unit, and hopefully we're actually going to get this all done today. Fingers crossed. Hopefully the cloth kit goes really well, because really the done today hinges on whether or not the cloth kit is easy to do, which I think it will be, but now I've said that, it probably won't. I'm going to take a break for lunch and then I will be back. So we have abandoned the party dress because I don't know what just happened, but it started pouring with rain outside, the temperature has dropped, I've got the kettle on, I've turned the heater on, I'm going to make myself a hot water bottle, a nice warm cup of tea, and I'm shivering. It has suddenly gone freezing in about 5 minutes. So I'm in my night dress. I am probably going to snuggle up with a blanket until I stop shaking, and then we can carry on with today's work, but I don't think a party dress is going to be it for today. At least we got somewhere out of it, right guys?
So I did not film an outro yesterday, meaning you guys get a bonus day 8. This shirt actually came from Poundland back when everything was only £1.
So somehow I just got so busy with my move, I think I actually forgot to film an outro for this video. Oops. However, we can do one now, and bonus outfit here. I'm pretty sure I counted that I'd done an actual week of dressing like I was a teenager again, and this is another one. We actually brought this and the shoulders had really large holes in them, so this fabric is actually fabric that I dyed myself when I was in school doing my GCSEs, because we had to do a multi dye, you know, with the wax and everything, and then the tie-dye bath, and it was really cool. And this was the scraps I had left. It was just enough to do the shoulders and the collar. I would have liked to have done a stripe down the front, but meh, it's fine. We work with what we've got. So what did I learn this week? It's a pretty easy question to answer. I learned that my style has changed a lot. As a teenager, I clearly was quite gothic, which I actually was aware of. I went for a bit of a phase where I not outwardly wanted to be a goth, but I just found myself attracted to very unusual clothing, and the only stuff I could actually get my hands on out of all of this unusual clothing was goth, and that is because we had a goth shop in my local shopping town and I just brought everything from there. And believe it or not, most of my goth clothes have not survived my adult years, but clearly a few of them still have. Particularly the jeans, which were surprisingly good quality considering that I'm pretty sure they were made in some kind of sweatshop in Asia. I've also had to patch those jeans up and refix them half a dozen times, especially the buttons, which just keep coming off, but it's fine. We've done it. It's good. Now, one of the reasons I was doing this challenge and I was so focused on trying to wear all of these clothes I actually mostly haven't even had access to for the last few years is because I was really debating whether or not I wanted to keep them. My conclusion is that I'm keeping most of them. There's a few items that I am going to be getting rid of, mostly t-shirts. Jeans are always good, especially if I don't mind them getting a bit messy, so they're going to be staying, and was going to get rid of the peacock dress, and then Ben was like, Annabelle, I love it. So apparently that's staying too. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please do drop it a like down below. Subscribe to see more cosplay content. I am actually wanting to do a challenge where I just cosplay for an entire week. Might do it themed, might not, depends what costumes I have access to, but we are gonna try. But until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Have a merry festive season and a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!